All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I'm glad everybody's here. If you're not watching this live and you're watching this after the fact, I am actually live, but this is a restream. So we're going to be watching a recording from Friday, what was the date? Friday the 9th. So it's the 13th right now of August, but this was Friday the 9th. I was not able to jump in and watch the Twitch live stream from the dev talk from the Salad team, but I went over there today and I saw that it only has like 100 and something views. So evidently not a lot of people saw it. So I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to restream it and watch it together. I can, acknowledge my thoughts. We can also talk about it, and people can raise their concerns and thoughts in the live chat. And I did switch it over to live chat this time. It's not on top chat, so I will actually catch what you guys are saying instead of missing some of it. By the way, how is the audio right now? Too quiet, too loud? Do I need to turn it up? That kind of thing. And thanks for coming out, Bolton, Alex from Idaho, Juan Faraz, The Bake, Scott Boyles, Dom G, Golden Wolf, Todd, Techman TY, and Otter. Aloha. Buying a 9900X. Not me, not yet. Yeah. So anyway, let's get this switched over to audio's perfect. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it right at the top of the green and the bottom of the yellow. Good. Okay. Might need to tweak the audio coming in from the Salad team. Second. So I'm gonna switch over to that. And then if anything, by the way, if you see anything or hear anything that they're talking about and it catches your attention, just fire it off in the live chat and we'll periodically stop and, talk about things, especially if they catch my attention. Where'd it go? Got it on here somewhere. There we go. Okay, here. All right. So, ta-da. Oh, my face is kind of cut off. That's fine. All right. So, this was episode 198 from the Salad team, and we're starting from 000. See how this audio is. When I start playing it, go ahead and just fire your guys' audio, good or bad, from the Salad team.
Didn't know pants were required. Damn.
Yeah, dude, I'm in shorts. Actually, so.
Yeah, I guess they're not, considering we are fully above board here with our
Waist up.
our visuals. I think yeah, we're live. We're set. I got my notification.
Alec, it's your show now. Why don't you run through the intro?
What's that? Sorry.
I said, Alec, it's your show now. Why don't you run us through
I know. I'm gonna do the intro. It's coordinating some plans. Hello, everyone. Welcome to State of Salad, episode 198. I'm so stoked to be here on this happy Friday vibe. Femboy, welcome. I love a big hello to start the show. We're gonna be talking a bit about what are we at? 166?
162, right?
162.
162.
Yeah, version 162.
Update just came out. We'll unpack some of the discussion last week about how Salad operates. If any users come in that have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Ivan is here to provide product feedback, as always. I'll be facilitating. Jared is here as well, my co-host, partner in crime, Angoros, community coordinator. But actually, you have a new title now, I believe.
Is that official yet?
I don't know if that's official yet.
It is. I mean, if we're talking about support, then that is. Yes.
Okay.
That is.
What's with that new title?
Yeah, what's the official title?
Official title is Community and Support Manager.
Hell yeah. All right, so that's a round of applause for Angoros. He's been a star in support and community, and
Yeah, seriously.
they go hand in hand so well.
I have some news.
I apologize if that notification came through super loud, but thank you, Freedom 2024, for subscribing. There's not very many benefits to subscribing yet, but we're working on that, especially like incorporating the computer shop into that. But yeah, and I'm not able to ask them any questions because this is a restream. They already did this on Friday, just a couple days ago, but I saw it didn't get any exposure, so I figured let's watch through together and see if we can't, pick any good information out. All right, let's roll back on.
News that's tangential to that if we have time in the beginning.
Absolutely, yeah. Go for it.
Clap. Thank you, Femboy. Have we pinged? Have we pinged? Oh, hello,
Yeah.
XY, LZ, lol.
I think we pinged.
Okay, that's how I know we pinged.
Yeah.
Is I see XYZ over
Yeah.
there because Femboy Nova is just like
He's just waiting.
balls, lurks in the chat. Him and Salad Dog are like our eternal. Hey, you guys are late. But yeah, hey everybody. Of course, welcome to State of Salad. You may have caught in the beginning and said this is your show now. And while I will remain as co-host to Alec, here to add color, like I'm a Skittles pack, but I not quite as good as the literal living rainbow that is Ivan, adding color to our discussions. But truly, I'll be color commentary for the most part from now on because I have an announcement, some news. I've accepted a new position within Salad. So I'm not leaving Salad, but I have accepted an entirely different job, full-time, ink signed. It's not just like I'm running over here to do this for a little bit and then I'm coming back. But I've been talking over with a lot of different people, including everyone who's in this call. And I've decided to move over as what they call a sales development representative, which, and there's other functionalities in this, like everything at Salad. It doesn't mean you're just doing one thing if you have a certain title. So really the things I've been talking about recently where I'm doing sales work, outreach, partnership management.
All right, I just wanted to interject here. It looks like Jared is now been transferred over or promoted over to sales. So that's on the, just to clarify, because I did talk to him individually, that's not selling to get like more units. That's selling to get like more customers on the cloud side that are rentals. Because I thought there could be some confusion on that. They're not looking to get more hosts. They have plenty of hosts. They're looking to get more workload. And that's good. If anything, they need to put all these boys on the sales team. Alec, Jared, Angaros, Ivan, everybody's selling 24/7. Give them commission bonus, all that kind of stuff. Outsource, be like, everybody needs cloud. You need Salad on everything, Hey, you wouldn't have to worry about CloudStrike if you were running your stuff on Salad. I know that has nothing to do with it, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's roll right back into it. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up, though.
Essentially, business development. All of that is now my actual full-time job. The only thing that I'm still responsible for on the kitchen side of things, the user side of things, will really be State of Salad, coming in into State of Salad. And I might have some information for you that's interesting or at very least relevant for discussion in State of Salad. Like I'm onboarding a customer right now who's going to need 400,000 3060s. So get ready, chefs, stuff like that. But I will not be involved in the day-to-day in terms of community events, in terms of writing blogs, Fresh Soup Fridays. I might set up Fresh Soup Fridays with Armin to work with some of the people that I'm working with.
All right. I just wanted to pause it there. I'm gonna reach out to Jared individually and ask him if he was just saying that as an example, or he is actually working with a new customer that needs 400,000 3060s. Because I have noticed, and this was a few days ago, so maybe he's already started implementing this. A lot of my lower end cards, my 3060s, are getting rented, whereas my 3090s are doing nothing. And also, I saw some people in the chat. They have 3060 Ti's that are getting used and rented. So yeah, that if that's real, 400,000 new workloads coming onto the network is huge. That's big moves. So yeah, keep on selling it. All right. Sorry to keep pausing, I guess.
But it's not going to be my project, or I'm not going to head it. So I will still be here. I'll still be in State of Salad. You probably won't see me very much in Discord either. It's just not where I'm going to be working a lot. So it's a bit of an end of an era for me. But thank you for letting me jump on my soapbox and take center stage for a moment. Like I said, I'll still be a State of Salad. They can't take that away from me. So thanks, chefs.
Put another way, Jared is so committed to the kitchen that he decided to full-time just go ahead and get you guys workloads.
Oh, that's a very nice way to put it. Have you been cooking on that one for a little bit? That was
No.
pretty nice. That just came up.
Maybe in my heart, but not
Oh.
explicitly.
Yes,
Well,
I
I
will
think-
remain culturally kitchen. I promise.
Culturally kitchen.
Well, I certainly think that this is an important PR move for us to have to show that we are like we know we need supply. Well, we don't need supply. We need jobs, and we're sending someone over to get more jobs. Not only are we sending someone over, but it's Jared, the king of the kitchen. So spread the word. We are working hard to get some more jobs, get you guys more money. Congrats on the new role, Jared from
Thank you,
Hard Cider.
Oh, good. We're getting questions in. Hey, before we do the questions, though, I want to say, I don't want to steal limelight, but everybody claps and W's in chat for Alec, because guess who's in charge of everything now? That I used to have my little fingies in.
Yeah,
The man right there.
I'll say I'm taking on Jared's responsibilities. I'm becoming the Giga Chad that I, always wanted to be. So I'll be working closely with Ivan and Garos to help grow supply, match the needs of the go-to-market side. I'll be in Reddit. I'll be working with Angaros to help communicate with the community and help gather feedback. You'll see we're kind of sharing the Reddit account right now, but you'll see that we have official replies on a lot of questions. Please, if you see us in there, go ahead and reply, and we'll try to get you any information you need. The Reddit is popping off. I really appreciate everyone in there, our mod team, for facilitating it and making it's really livened up ever since the summertime started. So I appreciate y'all. But yeah, so I'll be managing growth partnerships, reactivations. I'm here to get the supply pumped when we need it. Well, as long as we're in a surplus, it's all about kind of planning for the future and getting everything, all our ducks in a row for when we inevitably get a new client and a whole bunch of new jobs for you guys.
We should say a big client, because we are getting clients.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
every-
Oh yeah. Tons of interest in Salad. Jared is sifting through mountains of inbound on that side. So you guys can rest assured that it's coming very soon. I was only referring to big fish. Like if something absolutely monumental happens, I'm sure you will eventually find out. But yeah, hell yes, great news. Yeah, spread the word.
Speaking of Reddit, I think it might be good now that we're paying a little bit more attention to it because it's a lively place. A good idea might be a weekly thread that's State of Salad questions submitted beforehand and upvoted. And you could probably tackle them in here so people who can't make it can get answers. We thought about doing that a long time ago because we were just saying earlier in the stream how Reddit's like the antithesis of what you want for an announcement for a stream. It's like it functions on upvotes, so if it doesn't get upvoted, no one's going to see it.
Yeah.
But I think that might be a good use for Reddit, and keep the conversation going and enlightened, so to speak, over in Reddit. Because that is one thing that we can mention. Reddit, among a few other places, I won't call it misinfo, but rumors do spread quickly, and that is something that we want to make sure that people have the best access to information as possible. Also, I know that we have questions. I'm sorry for delineating us.
No problem. I think we have successfully introed. I will go ahead and scroll back to one of the first questions that came in. Bit of a long one here. Hi. Question. Besides containers that finish normally, how are clients feeling about nodes that drop, error exit, not finish, etc.? How is that good for business? Um, how is that good for business? My earnings have dropped considerably since 1.6.2 patch. It would be nice for the UI to show containers finished or container error, so we know something isn't working or working. So,
Well, in reality, when we notify you chefs whenever there's some action that you can take, and I know there are a couple of degraded states where you don't have an action item, but we try to keep those to a minimum. Um, Containers may end in a non-standard fashion for many reasons, and not all of those means that no valuable work was done during the time it was running. Um, so unless there's an action item for you guys to take, there's really not much for us to say. If there is, we'll let you know. Like, hey, fix this, add that, upgrade, whatever. If there isn't, then we'll just quietly move you on to looking for the next workload. And if it's not something that is on you, like the fault of your computer, it does not ding your reputation at all. So don't worry about that. But yeah, we don't want to inundate you just with more information to obsess over, where really you have nothing that you can take away from it.
yeah, that's an excellent point. We certainly wouldn't want you to start shutting off your machines. We want you guys to be there for when those jobs come. So, excellent.
Yeah, someone did say in the chat, I feel like it is something that the Salad Club customers agree to when they use the service. That is part of like the strange magic that makes up the Salad network, is that level of behavior, the up down nature of the network. And it's something that we actively try to solve for constantly, for both the benefit of our customers and for the benefit of you. But ultimately, a lot of it comes down to not just errors, but user behavior too. So there's a bunch of factors. It's a big trouble box. Someone else put it better than me, but it's like Pandora's box in there. You never know what's causing something, because you're dealing with a sample size that's statistically significant of all PC configurations in the world. So.
Yeah. Exactly. I saw someone appreciates the new emotes in chat. I'm not sure if they show up on here. Yeah, so the Yar bongos do not show up, but you can look at them in the side there. So this one's from Skelly. Are there any plans for Salad to make a quality standard for containers? There's a batch of high pay containers that are currently broken and somehow crashed WSL from a container memory leak. Error 137.
I think that's one of those scenarios, as far as I know, where this is a misinterpretation of an error code, where you might think it's doing one thing and it's really not related to that at all. So what I will say on the topic of container quality is that we do have alarms for if containers are actually crashing because of their own internal code, versus if many other reasons why a container might stop on a given machine. So the one thing that we can say there is just make sure that you're in the best, like, not you personally, but your computer is in the best shape possible to run the containers. Make sure you guys are.
Sorry about that. I had to turn my mic back on. So I did want to clear something up in relation to what Jock Miner had said. A lot of people are like, propagating or spreading the word that Salad is only just mining on your hardware. And Salad will mine on your hardware if you don't turn that setting off. Now, if a customer rents out your hardware and mines on it, but they're paying the full rate, then you're getting full rate. And full rate is significantly higher than what mining rate is. So, for example, like a 3090 might make $4 to $5 a day on AI workloads. And if somebody decides to rent your system out for workloads, but then mines on it, yeah, it could use 100% TDP and everything. But the difference in mining payout versus workload payout, a 3090, I don't even think it does. It's not even $2 a day. It's barely $1 a day right now. So if they want to rent my rigs and pay me workload rates, I'll let them. They can do that. 9 times out of 10, people are not renting these rigs at these prices to mine crypto on them. It's not feasible. But there is a setting, and you have to turn it off if you don't want crypto mining workload. So, yeah. Yeah, so on my setup guides, I tell everybody to turn mining off. Turn mining off. You don't want mining. You right now you're better off letting your system idle and letting it catch a job every now and then than you are with leaving mining on. Because from my knowledge, there's not any GPUs that make any profit at a residential electric rate unless you have something really, really cheap on electric. Yeah, this is not a live. This is a restream. I noticed this stream from Friday that they did got very little views, so I figured we'd watch it together. I haven't seen it yet. There's already been some news. If you missed it in the beginning, Jared moved over to the sales team, and he had said that he's bringing on new workloads. Apparently, a bunch of 3060 jobs. I thought they're live, and I'm like, why they just? Yeah, it's not live. I just paused it. So, what does an end user of Salad experience? Please, a YouTube video. I'm not doing anything with Salad. So Jock, you can actually go sign up and log in and become a Salad customer, not a Salad host. And then you can go and look and see, like, oh, I can rent, these GPUs, these CPU, this many cores, this much RAM, and then you can load up a Linux WSL Docker to run, to do AI generation, compute, like all different kinds of things. Somebody told me, I don't remember if it was Alec or Jared. There was one company that was doing weather modeling on them. A lot of the smaller jobs or shorter jobs, I know that they were doing like audio transcription. So there's lots of applications. It doesn't really matter to me what they use them for as long as I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue on. Brandon Coin, how is the best possible way to upgrade your RAM when you have a container already chopping and making money? We living nice. You have to just wait for that job to finish out. Do not stop jobs, ladies and gentlemen. Let them run. Let them eat. Do you need 128 gigs of RAM? I actually just talked to them about this recently. There is an issue inside of the WSL Linux Docker file, or the way it runs. I'm not super technical on it, but apparently there's a memory leak, and it will bloat and get over the size that they charge for, essentially. So that's how people end up with using 80, 90 gigabytes of RAM if they have 128 in their system. They talked about it earlier, and it would actually fail over if you didn't have enough RAM. Now, I don't think I'm going to be upgrading to 128 gigs of RAM until it's officially supported and people can officially pay for it. If anything, and you get those big jobs that blow up, I don't think 128 gigs of RAM is going to solve the problem. It'll just keep bloating and memory leaking until you drop it. It'll just, I guess, let the job run for a little bit longer. But that's a lot more money in RAM if I had to do that to all my systems. Why not mine though? Won't it switch back and forth from packages to mining? No, yes, it will. There's just not a lot of workloads right now, so you'd end up mining a lot. And if all my systems were mining at 100% TDP, that'd be a lot of power, and I'm losing money every day if I was mining 100%. G. Waiting to see some recipes. What's up, Crypto Mikkel? All right, let's get back to the stream, or we're never gonna finish it.
Are idle when you're running containers that you don't have, something else using a bunch of resources, and yeah, your odds of having a better experience will increase. But I don't think that situation in specific is really one where the container itself is failing because of its internal code. Milan, well, Angaro, sorry. Any color you want to add there?
Yeah, I mean, there is something that I actually discussed with Ivan pretty recently, and that is technically, well, I'm not even sure if it is feasible, but figure a way where you could say, like, such container is not going to work, we're not going to run on the network, but would you rather have a container that runs even 30 minutes and pays out rather than no container, right? So I think it's maybe the container doesn't run for long, but if it is a client error, then they are notified about it, and they can fix the container. And it means for the chef that you're still going to be running 30 minutes of that high-paying container, and then hopefully the client will be able to fix whatever issue they have and run it again. So it's also kind of a win-win in a sense.
Hell yes. Let's seek out another question here. Other platforms have closed signups as to not allow an overflow or influx of new users to keep a balance of work. What would Salad consider this to balance the chefs with containers?
Well, that is, I would say, something that is on the table. However, not something that we're planning on actioning anytime soon. As a difference from any other platforms, what we do have is we always have crypto mining as a fallback, which you can opt out of course. But there's, in theory, always work for you guys to do in the network if you deem it profitable. And if you would rather just wait until there's a workload, then that is fine too. Plus, we do take into account, your reputation, your running time. So in theory, the longer you've been with Salad, the better you've behaved as a node, the better your odds at earning. So there is a, I would say, benefit to keeping the doors open. The overall size of the network, even though we've had an influx of chefs relatively recently, has remained relatively stable for, I would say, the past month at least. A little growth here, some users come, some users leave. So overall, the situation with the balance of demand and supply is not changing a lot. So we're just waiting for some clients to onboard, and that's also one of the things that keeps us agile, keeps us nimble, is that people can always join, and just as people can always join, new workloads can come online at any moment. So it's not like we're working 6 months for a single client and it's make or break. Sometimes we've had new customers join overnight that we didn't even seek out. Sometimes we've had those that we have to work with for months to get them ready, and everything in between. So it's just part of the balance there. And as we always say, in terms of the earning experience in Salad, the proof is in the pudding. And we do accept the fact that for some of you, at some point, it might not be worth to run Salad. All we ask is, hey, check us out again, a few weeks later, a few months later, whatever makes you comfortable. Just, opening and closing the doors. How many services have you guys seen? I mean, I'm the oldest one here, so I've seen a lot of services that just open up with invite codes only and just restrict the flow of users. They end up dying in the vine because, people forget about them. We'd rather, for the most part, keep doors open and figure out a way to service as many people as we can.
Got one from Hard Cider here. Any additional color? Ivan
He's been indoctrinated.
He's been indoctrinated.
I love it. What 162 fix seems like it was pretty minor. Thanks and have a great weekend, y'all.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes we can add a lot of color, sometimes we really can't. I can give you a little extra here, which is that this was a fix for some of our server-side load balancing capabilities that required some client-side changes. So yeah, I think that's a good general explanation. Some new capabilities on load balancing needed a change to reflect them on the client, and that's what the release was. Right now, there haven't been a lot of chef-facing changes on the app because we've been working on web app stuff so far. So even just this week, I think we made a minor correction to the web app, and we're working on this big feature that I think I talked about, I don't know if last week or 2 weeks ago, which is we're introducing the capability to add passkeys to your account. So if you're, not that this was Hardsider's question, but if anybody's wondering, like, whoa, why haven't there been like more chef-facing features? It's that not all of our work shows up in the app. Some of it shows up in the website. Some of it just shows up in the backend.
Thank you, Ivan.
Yeah, thanks, Ivan. I am seeing a few more messages in here. I will get to Brandon Coin. It's fresh off the top. Full disclosure, I have 8 dedicated 3090s on Salad. I'm down to around less than $5 per day total. Could us hosts that have been online ready to support the network get some kind of uptime, rating, score?
So this is actually where I jumped in on my phone and I saw some of the live stream, and I saw that there wasn't any real like hard hitting questions, so I fired some off, and their responses are okay. We'll see. You can see.
Or anything other than just calculating. This is Brandon, our one of our affiliates, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me see. The actionable part of the question is, could us hosts that have been online ready to support the network get some kind of uptime rating? So there is in the backend several trust ratings depending on what we're trying to measure. So believe us that your uptime, your account age, all of that does play a part in your overall quality as a node. But I should also say that we're working on ways to get you guys more information about what the widget is doing at any given point. So whether that is you're looking for a workload, you're actively preparing to run one, just so that you don't just get something like calculating and earnings or chopping as a status. And that's what I can say about it. Jared, you want to add something?
Yeah, I can add something. And add flavor, maybe.
I'll
take you all to flavor.
We're expanding the dimensions here.
Palette.
One last trip to Flavor Town. Don't look that up. But yeah, so I understand the frustration. I know a lot of people have like dedicated machines. They have tons of high quality machines. What we have told them are high quality machines, 4090s, 64 gigabytes plus system RAM in there, great internet connection. Part of the problem right now is that I guess I can't get into numbers, right? But like there's hundreds of machines just like yours shopping, and there's a significant portion of those that there's no job available for. And when you're talking about hundreds of machines available, that may mean that hundreds of machines are competing for the same job as you. So it's just a state of the amount of demand that's on the network right now. It's something that I'm directly, like I said, jumping over to full-time sales and business development to try to address. And back in the day, this was not the case. Salad had tons of machines on the network, but a lot of them were, more of like a mid-range or, average PC gamers rig. And that changed this year, where suddenly, we did change our strategy and our communication and who we were talking to, because we knew that it was 3090s, 4090s, those kinds of highest end cards on the consumer side that could really service in a performant way a lot of the workloads that we were being asked to run. A lot of image generation, audio transcription. The 24 gig cards were the best for it. And we went out and told people that. And the people who were already on Salad, of course, got jobs. And then as we grew, as people saw the kinds of earnings you could get from a 24/7 container workload earning 4090 with 64 gigabytes of RAM, the earnings were pretty dang solid. And then that spread without us even, we weren't really marketing it at that point at all anymore. So now, there's hundreds and hundreds of these machines vying for those jobs. So Even each of your GPUs or your machines, they're fighting against each other for the same stuff. It's like, I'm not going to call it scraps being thrown to dogs, but it's a metaphorical image that kind of shows the intensity of it, and that's what we are trying to solve. And the idea of shutting down signups is something that we've never done before. As Ivan said, now it's on the table. It's not something that we think we're going to do in the near future or have to do, but that would never have been said a year ago, ever, or a year and a half ago. So thank you everyone for coming to Salad and making this is technically a good problem for the company to have. There are too many machines that we need to go out and help you monetize them. It's just a lot of work to do that, and it takes time. Some customers can take. I've seen them take a year at this point. That's as long as we've had Salad Container Engine open and available. It's taken them a year to get on and start running, and some are still going from those initial days. So it's a lot longer of a cycle, than just plugging into blockchain. But like Ivan said, like we say all the time, if Salad's not working for you right now, you can turn it off, and you won't be penalized in the way of your account age is still good. You still signed up when you signed up. Of course, you'll need to get back to a Star Chef level of chopping per week when you come back. That'll help, but it's not like we're going to tick you for not having shown up. And we will let you know. We send out emails. We send out notifications. If we hit a shortage and there's some sweet salad balance to be made and your machine qualifies, we will do our best to let you know, because we want people who've already downloaded Salad, who already trusted us enough to put it on their machine, to have those kinds of opportunities. So, long rant over.
Yeah, I can add a little bit more there. Part of the reason why sometimes it seems like it takes so long for customers to move is we have a much better shot at bringing in new companies that don't really have an established or as an established tech stack or cloud stack as an already established company, because moving cloud providers is a big deal. It's not something that people can do willy-nilly. So some of these conversations take this long because for people to move cloud providers is a lot of work on their end as well. Even though they're looking for better service, better pricing, etc., they are interested in doing what it takes to get onboarded. It's just a lot, especially if you're already a company that has been operating for a few years. It's not an easy ask. So yeah, just bear with us. And again, as always, proof is in the pudding. If the earnings are not there, we won't blame you for taking a break.
Right. I want to call attention to Spray and Lead's question, if we haven't gotten to it yet. It's at 12.
Yes, I got it right here.
And it's not greeting, it's grading. They did correct that later. Ivan, I'm curious to hear how you feel about this as kind of the maestro of Star.
What is the question? I don't think I see it on screen.
So essentially, if they are being graded, Spray and Lead wants to know, or rather believes that they should be able to see the grade. What are your thoughts on that, Ivan?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree. Just because I walk down the street, I don't get to know what people think of me all the time.
That would be
thank
hell.
God for that. Yes.
That would be hell, dude.
But yeah, again, we always think about what data to expose for you guys in terms of what actions you can take on it, and for the things where you can take an action, like your chopping power checklist, Star Chef, we do expose that, and you guys know about it. There are many other things that we check that we don't necessarily want people to start looking for ways to min-max or game. So we don't expose it. And again, not even internally do we have a unified rating. We have several sub rating systems, I would say. One of these days we'll collate it all together into a single one, and maybe at that point, as an aside, we might expose a rating, but it would have to be heavily supported by a lot of explanation of there are things that you can control, and we've always shown you what those are: chopping power, Star Chef, maybe other things in the future, and maybe a few others that you will never know about because those are just part of our secret sauce.
I have a good example here to kind of parallel it. When you ride a ride sharing program, Uber or Lyft, you as a rider, at least this was explained to me. Someone fact checked me. I could be wrong, but let's just pretend that this is the truth, so it serves my point. I'm pretty sure that you as a rider get a rating as well. The person who drives you rates you as a passenger, and you never know that because of whatever reason, right? You can rate the driver and everyone sees the driver's rating, just like Salad is rated publicly with reviews by Trustpilot, Google, etc. So you know what you're getting into when you hop into the Salad car. But the riders also want to know what they're getting into by letting you in the car. And generally speaking, you already know the actions you can take to, not be rated down poorly, which is, don't kill them. Don't try to stab the tires in their car. Those are kind of the big things I'd imagine would be call outs. You do indeed get rated by the drivers as well. Yeah. I thought I've never seen a rating. Whenever I use Lyft, I've never seen a rating for myself.
Well, at least for Uber, I think you used to be able to see it. I don't know if you still can.
I always take Lyft.
To be a champion, you have to recover like one. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery with high-quality protein to build muscle, so you can power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
I've never been able to see what my rating is. But I guess it's kind of a weak
Even
argument.
when you see it, like they don't really you don't get concrete actions other than like be nice and be on time. So
Yeah.
again, what is the important part? The important part is to know what actions you can take, and we do show you those, and we do like toggle those. Like, hey, have you completed this step? Yes or no. Have you achieved this level of status? Yes or no. So yeah, I'm very wary about exposing information that is not really actionable.
And furthermore, to be honest, chefs, from what I know about a lot of our ratings, the things that the kitchen product team has put out there, like I said, that's the stuff you can improve upon. That's how you can present your machine as a very high quality node. And the things that you would do that you, for most other things, to like tank your score is just bad stuff. Things you're probably not ever going to consider, any like kinds of fraud and things like that. So I wouldn't really spend too much time over worrying about it. Once you know what you have in front of you are the positive steps you can take to improve the quality of the node, and you're probably never even going to consider doing anything that would damage it, right? Damage that trust rating. But yeah, so Spray and Lead did have a follow-on to this line of questioning.
Yeah, Spicy. Different scenario, and we are your employers. Don't you want us to be competitive and try to get the best rating we can? Well,
guys, I'm gonna take a minute to rejoin because it's frozen my screen. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, sure. See you in a moment.
When Ivan returns, we will continue answering this question. But I imagine.
Let me see if there's any other questions that I can answer in the meantime. Let's see. Yeah, X been using 24/7 Salad with my 4090 and only made barely $3 with it this week, plus a lot of errors and new updates and unstable containers. Might be time to step out. We will not discourage you from that. That is every machine owner's decision to make. And we are nothing without your hardware, but if you're getting nothing from Salad, then we're nothing to your hardware, right? So if Salad ain't worth it for you, it's totally fine and encouraged to pull the plug and wait for a better situation. And like I said before, we'll let you know. We'll do our best to let you know. We won't call your cell phone. We don't have that information. But we will email your Salad sign-up email and let you know that there's new container jobs that your machine qualifies for. available. So,
And
I'll
one
pull
thing I
it.
can add as well here is, if you are running into errors, if you're seeing something that you don't understand or would like to know more, you can definitely ask us or tell us about. We're always looking for feedback. We're always looking for ways to improve Salad. So if there's something you're unhappy about, whether it's the app itself, the Discord, the Reddit, anything that is Salad related, really, just let us know so we can look into it.
I went ahead and pulled Spray and Lead back up here. Now that Ivan's back, can add some color to this.
All right. So is this just like, don't you want us to be competitive? Us being the chefs or us being Salad? I'm sure I get it.
I think they mean we want the chefs to be competitive to try to get the best possible.
Yes, we do. However, there are, how can I put this? Some of the ratings are for malicious things that some people can do. We cannot be explicit with those because people would start trying to game the system, and what we want to know is the normal standard behavior of most chefs. And for the vast majority of chefs, these signals are not a problem at all. But for the few where it does cause an issue, we do want to keep those ratings close to the chest, is what I would say.
Yeah, Brandon Coin had a great further expansion upon this as well. Thank you, Brandon, for this. I'll read it,
Yeah.
Jared, the reason why everyone is worried about a rating or score is due to no one wanting to waste time if they don't have a good performing system / network and can't fix whatever issue is holding them back. I understand it seems as there are ways to game this and don't want to abuse any systems either.
Yeah, and also I think, this gets to the crux of the matter. There is a psychological thing that chefs in general feel all the time, which is, I could be earning more if I did something. Believe us, when there is something for you to do, we tell you. If there's nothing else for you to do and you have Star Chef, you've completed your chopping power checklist, you've done all that you can on your end, other than us asking you like, hey, why don't you go ahead and buy a 4090 and 64 gigs of RAM, right? So at some point there is really just nothing else for you guys to do other than, yeah, just wait, keep chopping. So yeah, when there are actions, we already expose those to you, and I think that's the important part. And the issue is, we could expose more data, have it not be actionable, and then people would just go nuts, and you would see like a bunch of theory crafting around what you could do to change the weather and make it rain. Sometimes you can't. So again, the actionable information, we do expose it to you guys.
It's and if you view it logically, and I'm not saying you're not being logical, I'm just trying to Occam's razor it. It is in absolutely our best interest. Like Ivan said,
So yeah, I asked them that question. Just it kind of seems that obviously they do have a rating system. They've publicly admitted that multiple times, because some people seem to think that there's no rating or grading system or scale, or uptime, jobs completed, jobs failed, that kind of thing. There is a back end score. I have had my systems down a lot lately because the hurricane came through. My cat keeps wanting to jump up here and steal my noodle. But I've had a lot of downtime lately. The storm came through, the Hurricane Debbie, and internet down, power's flickering. It's a nightmare for Salad. And guess what? Out of my 8 rigs, I've been lucky to get 1 rig, 50% of the time. I've been down significantly on my earnings because my score has taken a hit. My reliability, my uptime, it wouldn't make sense for them to use my systems that might be down to well, I don't even know how they grade it because they don't tell us, but it doesn't make sense they would use my systems versus somebody that's been up solid for, weeks, if not maybe months on end. So that's just one of those things you have to take into account. But it leads me to believe that, and like I said, they can't reveal how and what they're grading because we potentially could abuse it. I don't know how we could abuse it, but more often than not, miners will figure out a way. Oh, crypto miners. For sure. Anyway, let's roll back into it and let's keep on going. Sorry, this is a long one, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoy this format. I don't know if we're going to do this again on the next one, but the more you know, right?
You buy a 4090 and 64 gigabytes of RAM. That's like the best thing you could possibly do for your earnings and for Salad. But that's not an actionable item, an actionable or an action, right? That you can take with that current system. Because what you provide to Salad, we're going to try to maximize its earning potential for your benefit and our benefit, right? And like we talked about last week with margins, obviously it's directly in our benefit. It earns as much as possible. And we do tell you everything that one could do, right? It doesn't make sense for us not to. So yeah, we try to be as transparent as possible, and there's just certain things that, for the reasons I've stated, we can't always share. But believe me, if there's a way that you can make more Salad balance, we will let you know about it. Are there any benefits at this point to running greater than 64 gigabyte system RAM? That's a very easy question. Anyone want to knock that one out?
You can take it, Jared. You know the answer.
Well, more RAM is always better. It's technically.
Yeah, technically. However, I don't think we currently allow our customers to choose a higher RAM amount for selecting their nodes. Yeah.
What I'm saying is more RAM is better for you and your machine, right? But in terms of Salad, we do not have data center level of machines. That's not what Salad is all about. It's about consumer hardware. We don't let people select for having 64 gigabytes WSL RAM. It stops at, I believe, 32 gigabytes WSL RAM.
Well, we should explain 32 gigabytes on the container environment, which usually translates to 48 to 64 gigabytes of system RAM.
Right. Oh yeah, here's some good clarifications. Wootfest said greater than 64 gigabytes can help if you're using the system while shopping. Browser eats a lot of RAM. That was what I was alluding to. The idea that technically, again, AFK is the smart way, right? Salad is best used idle, as oxymoronical as that phrase is. But yeah, if you're going to look at the internet while Salad is shopping for whatever reason, if you have a ton of RAM, then it might help you.
But ideally, just go idle, guys. That's the best way to shop the Salad.
I saw one from Bug Streamer that I'll pull up. I'm going to be on vacations for the next 2 weeks. Is there going to be an update during that time? Is it cool if I leave my PC running while I'm gone?
It is cool if you leave it running. That's fine. Usually when we release an update, we'll wait. Usually it's around a week, maybe a little bit less, before we make it the next mandatory version to get containers. So since we just released the version, I would have relatively high confidence that we won't release something that's mandatory within the next 2 weeks. But the caveat is that can always change. Maybe our engineering group will come and tell us, hey, we need to get this out pronto. But I'm trying to predict the weather here, and I would say with high confidence it's not going to rain, so you're good to go.
Sounds like Texas, baby. High confidence, it's not going to rain.
Yeah, it's new one from Float Driver just came in. I'll read it aloud. Sure. I'm not going to pull it on screen because it's going to block Ivan. Respectfully, why are you not restricting new chefs onto the Salad network when clearly you have far more chefs than work? I set up 10 dedicated Salad machines. I'm in the process. I'm UPSing this whole crazy setup. I've been told that you value dedicated shoppers, but with answers like you are welcome to step away, I don't feel it.
Again, we want to. There are always chefs that are joining and leaving, and the relative size of the network has stabilized over the past month or so. And we're always internally on discussions that
All right. So, they said that the network or the amount of chefs has stabilized. The reason why that's stabilized is because there's no more new workloads. 100%. And I've had this talk with I think it was with Jared. Yeah, I think it was with Jared. If there was more workloads and people were making more money, not only would me, but everybody else watching this probably right now, and also new people would be expanding. I stopped expanding because not all my rigs were getting rented regularly. So that's why the network is not expanding. I'm gonna follow up with Alec now that I think he's taking over Jared's position, just so he knows that if they want their network to expand, they need more work. We need more workloads. So uh, it seemed like almost Ivan was speaking on this, like, oh, the network stabilized. This is how many people are on Salad. Like, yeah, this is normal. It's cause and effect, supply and demand. You give us supply, or you give us demand, we'll give you the supply of units. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Right now, heck, we're giving them all kinds of supply. They just need to demand to use us. You know what I'm saying? Um. Anyway, all right. I figured I just needed to speak on that a little bit.
in order to retain that flexibility, we leave the doors open just so that we are at our highest available supply as we can at all points. What we do, however, is we stop any uh, paid growth efforts. So we're not out there running ads right now. We're not out there making partnerships that will get people to join Salad. We're just doing the word of mouth, basically. And it's relatively stable. And again, internally, we do have conversations where we know we might need nodes pretty soon. Again, there's always a possibility that those things take longer than everybody wants. But that's the reason why we leave the doors open. And the effect, the network effect that you can have when you close the system down and you're like, oh, it's invite only, um, it's not good. And whenever like, if we close the system and we said it's invite only for now, or there's a wait list, um, and then 2 days later, we got like a new customer that requires a ridiculous amount of nodes, that would hurt us because we start from like a cold start. When people come in and see a closed door, is a that changes the behavior of prospective users, I would say. And that's what we have to be honest. And instead of telling you, oh no, guys, like please hold on and just keep chopping. No, if it's not worth it for you, then it's fine to step away. It's not a situation we wish to be in for long. It's not a situation that we wanted to be in at all. But it is where we are, and so the best we can do is just be transparent and
Be
tell you
honest.
guys, yeah, we're
And
working on it.
I do think there's a bit of a question behind the question. Flow Driver, I know you thanked us, but thank you. I mean, I know you said respectfully beforehand, which goes a very long way through text. I really do appreciate your question and the tone of it. But I think if I am detecting a bit of a question behind the question about, look at dedicated chopper, right? I have exactly what you guys need, massively valuable GPUs. They're dedicated for Salad. Why am I as a user not being, I guess, not privileged, but like prioritized, right? Because that's the whole idea behind Salad. If you're a really great node, we do want to reward you with as many container jobs as possible. And Ivan, I don't know if we have anything in the roadmap around this. Around, what would you say, prioritization of any kind for people who have like dedicated to, other than what we have now, right, with Star Chef. Is that the current limit? Is there anything coming in the future that might help someone who's a great, dedicated superstar chef get more workloads?
We are working on things, and this would apply specifically to Flow Driver. We are working on features to give a better experience to chefs who are bringing in fleets of machines to Salad. Um, and this, some of it is just going to be like, hey, giving you more information about the status of your machines in a single place. Um, but longer term, there have been conversations, and I'm going to have to caveat this with the usual Salad, soon or ready when it's ready. There are no time commitments here, but we have talked about how do we professionalize some of these fleets, where if they commit to a higher standard of operation, and maybe a few other things, they might be used for workloads that would otherwise not be serviceable on Salad. So
Right.
one example, I'm going to be very vague here, but one of the big concerns when customers try and onboard to a distributed cloud is, of course, safety and security. And a lot of it just comes from like, well, I'm just running on some random dude's machine. Like, how safe is that? And we have to explain all of our security infrastructure. However, there's always that feeling of like, well, there isn't like a real direct relationship between you guys and uh, your nodes that would equate to what you have with a data center. Um, so there could be a scenario where perhaps people who own a fleet go through a know your customer process where you maybe give us some form of ID, etc., and your nodes get graded differently, placed in a different category, and maybe that helps some of these customers say like, okay, I wouldn't have otherwise run on Salad, but now that I know that there's this subcategory of nodes that are more professional, uh, potentially more secure, uh, I'm fine joining in and using some of that sub pool of nodes. So there have been conversations around that. And again, also about giving you guys more information and control about how to operate fleets of machines. But I can't really commit to any time horizons here.
Right. Right. And another just clarification for everyone else listening, if you didn't hear that or pick it out, these kinds of what we're calling like super chefs or mega chefs, whatever you want to call this instead of star, they wouldn't be competing for the same container job pool as you, because this would unlock customers who wouldn't have worked with us based on the characteristics of the network as a whole, which includes things that you as an everyday gamer or salad chef can't prevent, like the fact that you use your computer sometimes, for instance, for personal reasons, or you want to turn it off, for instance. And yeah, Flow Driver, I know that I saw some of your comments there in the chat, and that is one thing we.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely wanted to comment on that. I think if they introduced a tiering star chef like level system, is my audio coming in okay? Can you guys hear me? Anyway, yeah, if they introduced a tiered star chef system, so you get, star chef and then, or like sous chef, line cook, star chef, master chef, like golden chef, mega chef, ultra chef, and basically those unlock better or more reliable or longer workloads. That would be awesome. And that would also, I think that would solve one of their problems, is it would keep people engaged on their platform for longer because they want to reach those higher tier levels to then attain better jobs. So people wouldn't just be willy-nilly like, I'm back, I'm here, I'm gone. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, legend chef. Paolo, this was on Friday of last week, so 3 days ago now, 4 days ago. Man, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Alec about that and see like, when or if this is just all talk right now. But that would be awesome. Just something to give us something more than just calculating and Star Chef, because in my opinion, to become a star chef right now, to become a star chef is a really, really low bar. Basically, if you turn your computer on and you let it run for a week, you're a star chef. Even if you have, some random downtimes, you can hit it relatively easy. A queue for a container job behind a certain number of people. Jason, that would be amazing if they did. John English, I'm almost a Michelin star chef. Yeah, there you go. The whole nother class. I've always seen like the Michelin star or Michelin chef restaurants where they have like the crazy fancy food that doesn't even look edible sometimes. Brandon Coin curious, how did you find out about Salad? I was looking at making money with my GPUs, and somebody told me that Salad was making good money, and that's when I reached out to Salad and actually talked through, told them, hey, I'm gonna make some videos, that kind of thing. Can y'all support it? Because when I first started, you could fire up any graphics card, it would hit a job and hold a job. There was no waiting for jobs, no calculating anything. And I am really sorry, guys, because I talked to them and they're like, oh my gosh, we have tons of workloads, we have tons of jobs, we can take anybody that comes online, it's no problem. And I'm like, all right, just get ready for the wave of YouTube. So then I have, other friends that they were helping me and then I helped them. Big shout out, Mining King, super, super smart guy. He helped me tweak some things. He did videos, I did videos. Max Voltage, another friend of mine, he did videos. Everybody was doing videos on Salad. Even the technicals did a video on Salad. And it was good for a little bit. And yeah, so the YouTube effect happened. Lots of people fled over, and they couldn't keep up, and they haven't been able to. John English Tech, we can blame it all on Red Panda. Unfortunately, by the time Red Panda made his video, the deal was already sealed. Workloads weren't even reliable by that time. It was bad. What WTF is? What's going on with calculating? Yeah, it's just a lot of calculating. Jason, 50 hours per week. Why is my mic? Can y'all hear me? How's my audio? Give me a, good or bad. I don't need ratings. Because it's showing up that my audio is not coming through on my mixer. But it's like very sporadic. Let's see here. 50 hours per week is super easy to achieve, says Jason. It's not really special. They should make it at least 100 hours. Yeah, 50 hours is a very, very low bar, in my opinion, for a computer. Chuck Danger, statistics on what is hardware being rented, what's available would be nice. They did, not in the previous live stream, I think it was a couple episodes ago, they did talk about certain workloads that were currently on the network. It was a lot of like AI, like photo rendering, video rendering, audio transcription from videos, video codec, something, lot of that kind of thing. And then the one thing that hello, test 1 2. Yeah, it must just be my audio mixer. Like my digital audio mixer, like it'll just say that I'm not even talking, and then I'm wondering if you guys are even hearing me. But one thing that caught my eye is apparently they had a company doing weather model rendering, and I thought that was really interesting. But regardless, we got 200 eyeballs here. Smash the likes. Oh yeah, we got 100 people. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? RPM 2 years behind the times in Salad. Not really. He was right on time for the crypto workload, or for the AI workloads. But he was just maybe a couple weeks behind. Chuck started with 33060 rigs, couldn't hold a job, switched to 3080s, and they're holding jobs for over a week now. It'd be nice to know what hardware is under saturated. Yes, Chuck Danger. Actually, I brought this up in the previous live stream. I was like, could you guys at least give us, a web page or a like some kind of ranking system of what's in demand, maybe from like top to bottom, so we could at least see GPUs. They said right now they don't have the capabilities, and they're focusing on getting workloads sold, but that's something they could explore in the future. And I'm like, well, Okay, fair enough. But yeah, Chuck Danger, that's kind of cool to hear that you got 3080s holding jobs for a significant amount of time right now. Because nothing I got's holding jobs. Bud Larson, it's never cut out for us. Well, good. I'm glad it's not cutting out for y'all. Jason, I was introduced to Salad on April 12th by a YouTuber who tests mini GPUs in games, so I'm part of the problem, technically. Very nice, Jason. Glad to have you. Glad to be a part of the problem with us, right? Bucks Tech generating political crowds. That's funny. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Jock, can you list the top 5 things from this stream that you didn't already know? There's not been much said on the stream that I didn't already know, other than the fact that Jared is moving away from, like, I believe he was community manager or some kind of like customer service manager, and he's going into sales. Alex taking over his position, and then they basically reiterated a lot of stuff we already know. Other than the fact that they are potentially exploring a tiered Star Chef system, which I definitely want to reach out to them about that. Let's see here. Hold on. There we go. That's better. That there. I feel way better now. Your cat attack? Yeah. Oh, cat attack. I've got a 2080 Ti. Been on day 6 of a job. Oh, very nice. Okay, well, let's try to roll through this. We're almost 50 minutes into their hour and 20-minute live stream. I'm going to try to get through as much as we can. Heck, man, did you book your May 2025 Vegas trip for BTC yet? I have not, but I want to go. I plan on going, actually. All right.
We don't ever recommend anyone, like, we joke about people buying a 4090 and getting 64 gigabytes of RAM to run Salad, but that's a joke. We don't actually ever recommend anyone to go out and, you know, have to do that for Salad. You should, if you want it because you want a better PC for more gaming or for better gaming, or you just want a better PC and you can afford it, then, you know, happy days. It works for you, works for us. But we definitely don't recommend assuming that, I know, too little, too late. I'm just saying this for everyone else's purposes in here. That, you know, you can't assume Salad is a 24/7 thing like blockchain, just the same way we've said this before. It's now a market of supply and demand. It's not just always going to be hashing at a certain rate like ETH was for a while, or like any other mineable coin. But again, you know, I see that part of the problem here is that we desperately need to get more jobs for the network that we have as it exists today. And we're working on that. And Float Driver, I don't know if we might have some sort of, you know, beta of what Ivan is talking about down the line. You know, feel welcome to participate. But yeah, I do have a lot of sympathy for the situation, and, you know, it's really on me and the team that I'm on to go out and get those jobs, because the people want those GPUs. We just got to get them on Salad, right?
Yeah.
I sympathize, and we're doing our best.
Yeah, and again, Salad was always designed from the get-go as a compute platform, as a marketplace. So marketplaces have supply and demand dynamics that are rarely static. Even if people back in the crypto days, through Salad or through something else, went ahead and invested in order to mine crypto, sure, that was constant work that you were doing, but the prices were not constant at all. There were and are still very high periods of volatility. So volatility is just part of marketplaces, and, you know, we'll get better as we go. But overall, yeah, if you are taking the risk of building a flit specifically for Salad, make sure you're comfortable with it as an exploratory investment that might not necessarily be fruitful. So
the issue here is that Salad's a lot of Salad's new growth has come from, especially the mining communities,
Mhm.
where, you know, like I said, there's that 24/7. I mean, you're competing and you're hashing, and there's a. Yes. Oh, this
Oh,
is
the real
sorry,
boss, the real
but
boss joined the call.
the real guy is here. The guy who's actually calling the shots behind the
That's
scenes.
amazing.
He just busted open my doors with the papa. He just got
That's
home.
amazing.
Anyway, what was it? What was that? Oh yes, mining. So Salad originally was built.
I think I just lost internet. Can you guys still see me, hear me? Hello? Let me do a speed test. Oh my gosh, I'm still getting notifications. Wow, that's crazy. Hold on. So, what the heck? There we go. All right, I'm back. It looks like my upload didn't go down, but my download wasn't working. Literally, like, I was trying to load new screens. You didn't have no internet, and then my phone, like, I lost no internet connection, but my upload still stayed live. I haven't dropped anything on upload. Wow, that's wild. Okay, let's get back into it. Sorry.
Built around the idea of idle PC time contributed from oh no that was my half full La Croix right on my computer. It's okay, it'll survive here.
He's just making sure you get a new computer, though.
Yeah, he's helping.
Yeah, one day, right? But anyway, but yeah, so blockchain just fundamentally operated a little bit differently from the way Salad does now. I mean, Salad did use mining back then too. We were kind of just a fancy mining pool. But the way that Salad is built around incentivizing people to provide compute is based on a very different kind of relationship to our. Oh, thank you, my wife, everybody. A very different relationship to our user base and their expectations of what is an incentive, what is a reward, and we don't pay people, right? It's not like a mining pool where you're getting paid in a coin, fractions of a coin. Salad is a rewards platform where you get rewards, kind of bonuses or items, things like that, for the compute that you contribute. So that adds another layer of how it's tricky to approach this like a crypto miner, where it's not, you know, a very set in stone. I put in X, I get out Y. Whereas, you know, this is like I put in X, I get out Fortnite, you know, or something like that, depending on what you're looking for. I know it's part of the reason why PayPal rewards, Visa rewards are so popular, because it's more of an XY kind of relationship. But yeah, so that's why I'd caution people from bringing some of those assumptions to, or at least expectations to Salad, because we're just a little fundamentally different. At the end of the day, we hope that we make you so much Salad balance that it doesn't freaking matter, that we're not like a 24/7 blockchain kind of operation, but that clearly, as you can see from the chat right now, is not the case. I don't know if I hope if I said anything stupid or wrong, I hope Ivan and Gross and Alec can correct me, but I think that's fairly reasonable.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, I do want to caveat, but because I think as we keep growing, we will have more people that try and, you know, approach Salad in a more professional way. But at the end of the day, we're not responsible for, you know, big financial decisions, and you should, you know, use your best judgment.
I think I'm gonna pull up the question that came in from Spray and Lead. If you're not willing to be transparent on the way you score the chefs, would you be transparent with how many chefs are working and how many are not working?
So we've gotten this question a few times in other states of Salad, and I'll say two things. First, that information is not really actionable. If I told you that we had one workload for 100,000 machines versus if I told you that we had 500 workloads for 1,000,000 machines, both of those means like, oh yeah, you have low odds of getting a workload. But at the end of the day, again, the proof is in the actual earnings. So as you chop, you make the decision of like, oh, should I continue chopping or should I not? I will add a vague, very vague set of, I wouldn't say numbers, but it's most machines in the network are doing some form of earning every single day.
Although
It's
I will,
the majority.
to play devil's advocate, real quick.
All right. So he said that that information is not actionable. I don't necessarily agree with that. If they had a web page that showed we have 100,000 workloads, but we have 200,000 users online. We have 1,000 workloads, but we have 200,000 users online. That is actually, in my opinion, really good information. And it potentially could shine some light on if they are losing available workloads or losing customers. If, they only have 100,000 on, one day, and then they only have 90,000 on the next day, and then, 50,000 on the next week and 10,000 on the week after that. Obviously, he said the proof's in the pudding. Like, if you're not making money, blah blah blah. Yeah, but the info is good because it shows some kind of odds, in my opinion. You've seen. Don't go crazy building more salad rigs. Yeah. I mean, I don't know anybody that's currently expanding on salad right now. Well, I do know a couple people, but I know I stopped. I was up to 8 rigs. I wanted to do more. I actually have more sitting. But I haven't been motivated. The ones I have aren't earning, so it's like, why add more, right? Jock miner, you're saying what workloads? So whenever you get a workload job, that's what we refer to as like the AI compute jobs, whether it's, voice transcription, video, AI generation, all that kind of stuff. Please do a video on salad end user. Well, my watch is talking to me. It's going to be rough for me to use or make a video on being an end user on salad because I'm not an end user. I'm not a content creator that does any AI generation. I'm not a company that needs anything computed. I'm not running models of anything or it's not something I need right now, at least. I have heard where some people have used it to encode entire YouTube libraries or decode. So, for example, I have like 1,300 videos that would take a serious amount of compute power and time to pull all those down and change them over to a different format. But it's not something I need. You know what I mean? So I just don't know how to apply an end user situation to be able to record a video. It'd be it'd be like me reviewing a wheelchair. I just don't need it. I'm not gonna have the same perspective as somebody that needs the wheelchair and has different needs than me. Really weird way of going. You see what I'm talking about. But Jock, yeah, if you're not sold on it, obviously the salad team says if you don't like it, don't use it. Same situation. If you're not sold on it, don't use it. Surely not many people can afford expensive GPUs and 64 gigs of RAM, right? Look at the Steam hardware survey. My 40 series GPU shouldn't have much competition. Jason, I'd be surprised. I think you would be surprised. There's a lot of people out there with dedicated machines. Geek of all trades, we're restreaming and watching the State of Salad from Friday, just talking about certain things that went on, certain things that are going on, all those kind of things. Ursa Minor, inquiring minds want to know. Yes. Don't hate on the 10K video, sir. Unboxing. Oh, Retro Mike knows. Yeah. Wheelchairs are easy to review, though. It's a chair with wheels. Salad's easy to review. It's a platform, and you can rent stuff. Yeah, you see where I'm going. Jock Miner, absolutely. If you do like rent a system and make a video and do something with the system, I would love to feature it, show it off, send people your way, and maybe you could do like a whole series of that. I don't know how to apply it, but I'm sure there are ways to apply it. Retro Mike, pigeon mining on Salad, 100%. Yeah. All right, let's go back into this. Let's get this done.
From, if I'm taking a chef perspective, there is an action, which is if I see that it's 500 jobs for 1 million PCs, I turn mine off because I like the lottery. I don't think I have any chance of winning. Would you say that that is a valid action
I would say
item?
you get the same actionable information from your shopping experience. If you're earning, then you decide you want to keep earning. Are those earnings significant enough for you? Because that's the other caveat when we talk about like, oh, how many machines are actually earning? Well, what kind of machines? Somebody who's running a 4090 with 64 gigs of RAM will have a very different set of odds versus somebody running like a, I don't know, a 1070 with 8 gigs of RAM, right? So those broad numbers would mean very little. So yeah, the real proof is in your results, and you should trust those results to make whatever decisions you need to make. Every other piece of data could be misinterpreted. And you already have the, brass tacks, the data that makes the most sense, which is earnings.
Right. Which again, I mean, I understand. Like that's why I was playing devil's advocate, y'all. I understand what it's like to want to know more. But again, like, I guess we'll have to say my sources trust us. Trust me, bro. Trust me,
bro.
bros.
Guaranteed.
Trust me, bros. We want you to earn as much as possible. And right now, what you're experiencing is also a company problem for us. Huge problem for us. It's that we have customers. We have some big customers. We have new customers essentially every week. We have customers who are increasing the amount of GPUs that they want. We also have sometimes customers decrease it too. These things go up and down based on their needs, not our forecasts or our desires. And it's just not keeping up right now with the amount of chefs who are trying to contribute compute to the network. And that's like so much of the company is focused on that single problem, including myself leaving my previous job to go do that full time. So hopefully the pain will be flipped. I hope in like a matter of a month, the chefs are going to go back. Y'all are going to go back to being like, man, my 4090 could be earning $6 per day or whatever, but I'm only getting these stupid $3 container jobs right now. What's up with that? Whereas our customers will be going like, y'all, where's those GPUs? We need more. We need more, I think that's the situation that we're operating in that situation for a while at the beginning of end of 2023, beginning of 2024. And with certain GPUs, that was.
So I sent him a message. I also sent Alec a message to find out if the 400,000 3060 workload jobs was just him talking or actually referencing a real customer. I unfortunately think it was just an example because he was talking about what he's doing sales, but we'll see. We'll get clarification. He has not got back to me yet.
And I think that situation is the one where chefs are very happy, and then we're doing a lot of work on the other side to try to keep some other people happy. Because Salad would be nothing without y'all. Obviously, we couldn't do this without you. So we want to keep you as satisfied as possible.
And we should say that it's precisely because of that why we don't want to make like empty promises.
Right.
We're not gonna tell you like, hey, just hang in there, stick around chopping for one more week. Like if you want to, if it's valuable to you, then by all means we'll have you, and we're very glad that you are with us. And if you cannot hang on with us now or for a while at least, that is fine too, and we'll welcome you back if you ever decide to give us another chat, and we'll be happy about it. And yeah, we want to grow this business. We want to grow it to many more times the size it is right now. But that takes time and a lot of effort and a lot of chefs like you guys. So yeah, just keep checking in. Keep checking with the
You don't have
experience.
to keep checking.
Yeah.
But you can keep checking. That's all we'd ask. Keep checking. And although we do wish you happy chopping in all the emails that I write, so I do hope that your chopping is happy too. I just realized we're at
an hour
already.
Yeah.
That flew by. I would like to address I know my jobs comment.
I
one.
know my jobs.
Came in at 4:52 or 3:52. My bad. Well, my time. Shite.
Yeah. Not only I'm like doing the math for my time, but also military time that's on the comments.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it? What time?
3:52 my time, which would be what? 1:52 your time.
1:52 my time, which would be 1,300 hours. 52.
Yeah.
Okay.
right here.
Okay.
Got it.
If you're okay. Wait. No, I don't see this question. What do you?
So I know my job said.
Oh, dude! I thought you were saying that was.
Oh yes, I'm with you, Alec.
Okay, I was like, I know my job, and I'm like, no one said that. Oh, it's the name.
Dude,
Jobs,
okay. I just in your head, I sounded like the most unhinged co-host. About I know my job.
I know. No, I thought the question was. Never mind. Anyways.
Oh no, we're even further off.
Now I understand. All right, I'm pretty sure. Even if you close signups, that there are communities that can rally and get nodes up quickly. I have a 4090 that is not on Salad now, but can turn it on if I see a pattern of value.
There is and we do this, like Jared mentioned it not too long ago. Whenever we do get a signal that we need more nodes of a certain kind, we do reach out through email and ask people like, hey, if you had this type of hardware, it's time to bring it to Salad. So yeah, we are doing that. However, there are also limits to what we can do by just, reactivating our base. Yeah, growth is a hard problem to solve, and we have the two guys with the most experience on it historically on Salad here. So you guys want to add anything else there?
I mean, I saw that question come in way earlier, and I was like thinking about it as other questions were being answered, and I was like, yeah, I mean, we have a whole entire community of salad chefs that we often activate. Like there have been times in the past when there was a sudden influx of jobs, and we made like social media posts and like got the word out. Jared sent in emails. We do our best to activate when those opportunities come. But as Ivan had said earlier in the stream, when you close the gates to outsiders, then it's even harder to start up again. We starting cold. We definitely have amazing communities and subsections of the community that we can call on, and I definitely believe that there are machines that are not being turned on during this time. But as we have talked about on the stream, actionable items and your ability to see your earning pattern. You said a pattern of value. That is actually what most chefs are always looking for, and that is the information that would give you, is to look for those patterns of value, and then you can activate your machines at your own discretion. I 100% agree with you though that there are that you guys would rally hard. Yeah.
One thing I'd like to add though is the issue of perspective and scale. To you, it's very clear, like, well, myself and 15 people I know will turn our 4090s on if needed, right? And rally. we've been asked for 140.90s at once from a single customer before. And if people, it's part of the reason why people do read our emails, even if they've been inactive from Salad for a long time. It's not a huge amount, and not a huge amount of people do turn back on and become a workload earning chef. So there's an issue of scale here that kind of does escape what we would consider normal. You know, again, 15, 40, 90s, that's amazing. It's incredible if they could just turn on like this. But that might be an order of magnitude lower than what any given customer might ask for an overnight kind of affair. So it's very hard to balance. You know, it's very hard to balance. And again, you get to someone asks for 150 40 90s, and then when they actually turn on, it's 50. Yeah, so it goes both ways. We don't know what we need and don't know what our customers need, and we don't know what we have until essentially the moment it hits the network, and then we react and respond. So I know that that's very frustrating. Like I said, my ideal is to make it to where
All right, guys. Yeah, I am sorry. I'm not gonna be able to make it through the entire stream. There was another like 10 minutes left, give or take, on their stream. I will put the link if you want to go watch that individually. But I have to scram. I gotta get on out of here. Getting a phone call. Hold on. Let me see. Hello? Hey, what you up to? Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute you, and then I'll be right back. All right. Well, on top of that, somebody owes me some graphics cards. Can the screen see that? Need to send me over your 4090s, Hawk. Just kidding. I do actually have some 4090s coming in. It's muted right now. He can't hear. I do have some 4090s coming in. I do want to keep some of them, but some of them will be hitting inventory. So if you're looking for those, we got more coming, ladies and gentlemen. We have a video dropping tonight. It'll probably either tonight or it'll be tomorrow. But surprise, surprise, we are doing a 20% off sale on all AMD cards. I got a lot of AMD cards right now, so really heavy on AMD. I don't remember what the discount code is. Do y'all want the discount code? Or should I just wait and you have to watch the other video to get it? Thanks for the extra info. No problem. If you guys like this, I'll try to do it in the future. I know it's tough to make it through like a hour plus long live stream. I knew it was Hawk Retro Mike Tech. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hawk's calling. He needs the hookup. I don't remember what it. He always be calling people when they stream. He doesn't even know I'm streaming right now. I was like, oh, just give me one. He's like, are you busy? I'm like, yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. He didn't know. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.